Carl Sagan could not have predicted 2021, but he did see it coming. He wrote the following back in 1995, and we quote, "I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time when the United States is a service and information economy, when nearly all the manufacturing industries have slipped away to other countries, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues, when the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority, when, clutching our crystals and nervously consulting our horoscopes, our critical faculties in decline, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide almost without noticing back into superstition and darkness. The dumbing down of America is most evident in the slow decay of substantive content in the enormously influential media, the 30-second sound bites now down to 10 seconds or less, lowest common denominator programming, credulous presentations on pseudoscience and superstition, but especially a kind of celebration of ignorance." Roll that around for a while. Those were among his final published words. He died 10 months later. Here we are 25 years later, realizing just what he was trying to tell us back then.
Welcome, everybody, to the live stream. Oh, boy, do we have drama brewing. Thank you guys for being here tonight on a Friday, TGIF. Glad you guys are here with me today. Guys, normally we talk about science. We talk about Free Energy Friday. We talk about MH370. But there is just simply too much drama to ignore. So tonight, instead, I guess we're going to talk about politics. Maybe we'll have some time for some science as well. If you have not been paying attention, I have been on a warpath on social media. Absolute warpath. Just completely annihilating a number of grifters who've been taking advantage of the Charlie Kirk situation. And I want to explain my thought process. But before we do that, let's get to the announcements. Ian Carroll has agreed to a debate on the Investigate Earth podcast on Sunday. Of course, the debate is going to be about Charlie Kirk. We can go into other avenues. I'm going to go ahead and give Ian some advice, is that I suggest he doesn't try to make it about MH370 because he will get completely annihilated. He will get completely annihilated and exposed as a total fraud. I will, of course, ask him about his opinions on the videos. We've never heard his opinions on the videos. He's been too afraid to say his opinions on the videos on every podcast he's ever gone on. So we are going to get that locked down 100%. We are going to find out what Ian Carroll thinks about the MH370 videos, and we're going to find out what he thinks happened to the plane. That will happen. The other major announcement, there is going to be another interview on Sunday, not involving me, but definitely relevant. An interview between my good friend Dave Rossi and Eric W. Davis. If you don't know who Eric W. Davis is, let me go ahead and show this clip for you guys. The Eric W. Davis that we're talking about here is this one.
We already know, and a lot of other physicists know, that Einstein proved that gravity is not a fundamental force of nature. It emerges from the fabric of space-time when it's distorted or curved or bent. And Sakharov, he believed that the metric elasticity of space, described by the space-time metric, which is just a very simple equation, actually. And he said that should come from the quantum vacuum fluctuations, because he sees the quantum vacuum fluctuations as being the seed of all existence. And he was right. Basically, that started from Richard Feynman when he got the Nobel Prize for the quantum electrodynamics theory. Gravity is not a force of nature. It emerges from space-time phenomenon, the space-time manifold or the continuum, or however you want to describe it. And it's a coupling constant measures the strength of the interaction force between particles. The coupling constant in general relativity is the universal gravitational constant times 8 pi divided by the speed of light to the 4th power. You know what the units of that are? 1 over force. 1 over newtons.
That's right.
And that's a coupling constant to convert the dimensional units of the stress energy tensor, which is the source of space-time curvature. That's in units of joules per cubic meter or energy density or pressure, because an equivalent is newtons per square meter.
So that is Eric W. Davis explaining that zero-point energy is real, explaining that Sakharov in 1967 was the first person to propose this idea. He also just says, oh, it turns out all the physicists, all the smart physicists, the ones that are the black project, they already know all this. They know gravity is just a pressure force. All the academic physicists are out there wondering, oh, what is gravity? Are we going to find gravity in our Large Hadron Collider as its own force? No, we're never going to find that. So Dave Rossi scored an interview with Eric W. Davis, and it's a question and answer session. He's going to solicit questions from the public. And he actually asked me to if my audience had any questions for Eric W. Davis. I said, hell yeah, we've got some questions. Hell yeah, we've got some questions. Let me play one more clip. We're going to play one more clip of Eric Davis tonight. Let's see, which one is it? General Lanny. Where is it? Oh, I can't believe how many clips I have of this guy. Chat, my database is legit when it comes to how much stuff I've been collecting. Where is it? Okay, I can't. Oh, is it Coast to Coast? Why can't I find it? Eric Davis, Coast to Coast. Oh, there it is. Coast to Coast. There it is. Here we go.
Word of this article by Gary S. Beckham.
And by the way, this Eric Davis is the same Eric Davis that, as you see right here, was sitting next to Anna Paulina Luna in the last UFO hearing that they did, talking about how many different kinds of aliens there are, some bullshit like that. I'm not asking any questions about how many aliens there are. We're not asking any questions about aliens. Don't give a crap about aliens. We're going to be asking about teleportation, wormholes. Literally, look at this dude's papers. Traversable wormholes, teleportation physics study. Let's listen to what Eric Davis, this was 2006, ready?
In which he suggests that the Defense Intelligence Agency, that's some very spooky guys in the government, have been taking a look at your teleportation study. In addition, they've been supposedly an elite DIA Tiger Committee has been taking a look at some of the stuff that's near and dear to my heart, work that's been done by NIDS about Skinwalker Ranch. Was, as a matter of full disclosure, folks, I'm a co-author of a book about the hunt for the Skinwalker. What do you know about DIA interest in your research and in what was done on the ranch?
As far as their interest in my teleportation study, that has always been the case since the study was released. My study has been waived by the former commander of AFRL, that's General Lamy. He had a copy of that study at the War College, waved it around and said, this is an example of the kind of research I want done in my laboratories and of the kind of thinking I want done, because we've got to look to the future. The future is everything.
Okay. A lot of people out there have been trying to hate on me for believing that teleportation's real. Well, why don't you tell Eric W. Davis that teleportation isn't real? Because or better yet, General Laney, who is commander of the Air Force Research Labs, probably kind of a big deal if the government's, wherever they're building their advanced technology, waved the teleportation physics study paper around, said, this is the kind of research I want done in my labs. Well, I'm pretty sure General Laney was taking it seriously. Probably not the public, though. So here are the initial questions that I had that hopefully will get answered. We'll just probably do these, and then I'll solicit questions, I think, through the Discord and on Twitter. We're not going to ask everything. Guys, I want smart questions, okay? Smart questions. Questions that are actually going to reveal something. So here you go. These are the questions I want to ask. Does Eric W. Davis believe in the free energy microchips produced by Sonny White, Garrett Modell, and Paul Thibodeau? 3 different free energy microchips that all have scientific papers and prototypes already built out for them. 3 different free energy microchips. Want to hear his opinion on them and whether or not they have scientific merit. That's number 1. Number 2, this is a good one. I don't know if he's even going to answer this one or even be able to ask it. Does Eric W. Davis believe the military-industrial complex is pursuing his wormhole teleportation physics? He said General Lanny held up his research paper. So we want to ask a follow-up related to that clip I just played. Third question. Which commercial fusion company does he think will first produce over unity, practical energy for society? Which commercial fusion company does Eric W. Davis think will be the first one to crack fusion for the public? Those are my three questions. Why? I'll just tell you why. Number one, I want to hear Eric W. Davis say the free energy microchips are real. Number two, I want him to say that, yes, the government is definitely working on teleportation, right? And three, I want to hear him say Hillian fusion. I want to hear him say that the aneutronic fusion companies are the ones that are going to crack fusion first. So those are the questions that I had lined up. Now let's get to the politics. That's enough science. 5 minutes of science for a live stream, straight into politics. First question people ask me. They say, why are you so invested in Charlie Kirk stuff or whatever? Because a man was assassinated for his political opinions on a college campus in front of 1,000 people? When was the last time that happened? Decades ago? Was JFK the last one? I mean, I guess they tried to kill Ronald Reagan, but he lived. Trump lived. When was the last time someone was assassinated? This is a golden opportunity for the right to finally come together. Finally come together and put down all this hateful, false rhetoric that the left has been spreading everywhere on their late night talk shows, on Reddit. Everywhere you go, they've been spreading this. You're a fascist. You have to punch fascists. You have to kill fascists. If you're an the anti-fascist movement has become literally militarized. I was watching a clip earlier today of people blocking ICE from going and doing their jobs, stopping federal agents from doing their jobs. And they're being treated with kid gloves. We could actually use this to make a difference, to fix the problem. But instead, we've got fucking conspiratard nut jobs spreading fake shit for their own nut job agendas. Focusing everyone on Israel when the focus should be 100% on the left's rhetoric, which 100% radicalized Tyler Robinson, the shooter, radicalized this guy into killing Charlie Kirk. So why am I upset about it? Because the people that are pushing this bullshit, which is 100% bullshit, by the way, 100% fake grifting bullshit, they've been doing it for their own selfish reasons, for clicks, for attention, and they've been taking advantage of small-minded idiots who can't think clearly. I have consistently told my audience to think for yourself. Not everything's a conspiracy. Don't just throw out evidence because you don't trust the government. That's not how any of this works. So, of course, I've been going after people like Candace Owens, Ian Carroll, heck, even to a lesser extent, Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson. These people are pieces of shit. They literally took their friend's body and started dragging it around for clicks and attention on social media. Nothing could be more disgusting than that. I would never do that to my friend, and my friend died. I wouldn't be going out there trying to make up conspiracies about it, the first thing I would do is sit back and wait and let him be buried. I would mourn and let him be buried. And then maybe after the investigation was done and I didn't feel satisfied with the answer, then and only then would I consider to investigate it. The people that are saying, but Ashton, you believe that a plane was zapped. How can you believe that a plane was zapped and the government has all this secret technology and not believe and believe the mainstream narrative? How can both those things be true? Well, let me flip it. What do you think your argument is? If that's your opinion, what do you think your argument is? Because I'm going to tell you what your argument is. Your argument, if that's your argument, what you're saying is everything's a conspiracy. Everything the government says is automatically fake. That's your position if that's the case. Good luck trying to defend that position. That's not my position. My position, MH370, has been to look at all the evidence and figure out what story makes the sense based on all the evidence, including any evidence that's released by the government or other government-related entities. And the only thing I had to throw out, the only piece of evidence for the MH370 story to make sense, was 10 rows on an Excel spreadsheet, the satellite pings. The satellite pings. For the people that say, stay in your lane, fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you. You stay in your fucking lane. I don't have any lanes, bro. I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm smarter than you at your own shit. I'm smarter than you at your topics. You have no chance against me on my topics, so I gotta step down for you, little bro. I gotta come down to the little kids table for Ian Carroll. Okay, Ian, I'm stepping down. Sorry, normally I do quantum mechanics and electrical engineering. Some shit that you can't even step into the ring with me on. But because you fucking retards are so stupid, so fucking brain dead, you're forcing me to step into the little kids table with y'all and put you down. I gotta collar you. I gotta whip you because you've gotten off the chain. So what is my lane? I'll tell you what my lane is. My lane is the truth. My lane is not piece of shit grifters making up fake ass stories about a guy that was assassinated by a left-wing nut job so that they can push their stupid Israel bad agenda. Israel bad, Israel bad. And I'm going to explain how brain dead these people are. Nick Fuentes, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Nick Fuentes. I mean, I can believe it, but I can't believe I'm agreeing it with this strongly. He's right. It's low IQ anti-Semitism. That is exactly what it is. It's low IQ anti-Semitism. These people are actually idiots with room temperature IQs who think that everything that happens in the world that's bad is automatically related to Israel. That's what they think. In fact, they were probably going to say that MH370 was Israel's fault too. I remember back in the day, several people did say this. And that's why I'm so glad I've purged these people. I've lost like 4,000 followers, maybe more. I don't give a shit if I lose all my followers because I never did this for money. So now nobody can say I'm doing this for money because I've literally gone against the grain. I've literally lost a bunch of followers for this. So no one from now on can ever say that I was doing this for money. So this idea that Israel is at the fault of everything, I mean, don't you see, again, these are positions that you can't even defend. You can't even defend these positions. They're so stupid. The brain rot is so bad with these people. They're so blinded by their ignorance that the only conclusions they can come to on anything is that Israel did it. Israel did it. Somehow Israel did this. And every piece of evidence that comes out has to be dismissed. Somehow that has to further the Israel plot. Or like me, they'll claim that Ashton is Ashton must be got bought out. Ashton must have been bought. Why? Because someone disagrees with you? This is the best part. They'll say, oh, you can't handle somebody disagreeing. You're upset that someone's disagreeing. No, you're the ones who are upset. You're the ones that can't handle the criticism. We are criticizing your stupid ass arguments, and you're having a meltdown over it. That's what's been going on in my replies for like 3 days straight. They have been having a total meltdown because not everybody sees the world in black and white like they do. For these idiots, everything is the Jews' fault. Everything. They stub their toe, it's the Jews. It's actually just pathetic. So for Ian Carroll, he has agreed to this debate on Sunday. Of course, I'm going to be respectful on the debate. Of course, assuming that it stays respectful. I don't care how it goes. I literally don't care how it goes. Because you know what? I'm sick and tired of all the fake facades that people are doing. If somebody doesn't believe the MH370 videos are real, just say it. Just say it. Oh, and let me point this out too. So many have lost respect for Ashton. Oh no, guys. I lost the respect of a bunch of retards on the internet who don't matter at all in the real world and never will. A bunch of retards who think the Jews are the problem with everything. Do you really think I'm losing credibility by shedding myself of these morons? In what reality do you think I lose credibility by doing this? Oh no, now the people that are brain dead that blame everything on the Jews don't support me anymore. Oh boy, how will I go about my day, guys? How will I go about my day? I mean, holy shit. Are you guys that delusional? Are you so delusional that you think that real people are as psychotic as you are? I think you are. I think they are that delusional. I think they really think they have real support for their psychotic shit. Go look around on social media what normal people are saying about you guys. I was looking at Billboard Chris earlier. Billboard Chris was saying, why the fuck did Joe Rogan platform Ian Carroll? Guy is a complete piece of shit. And before you say, Ashton, be nicer to him, let me show you what Ian Carroll's been saying on social media. Let me show you what Ian Carroll has been saying on social media. This is like yesterday. This is like yesterday. Charlie Kirk's body's not in the ground. Ever consider that Erica can't speak? That's Charlie Kirk's wife. If anything happened to her, what would happen to her children? Are you trying to set up a conspiracy theory on Charlie Kirk's wife now? What Erica isn't saying is just as important as what she is saying. Who is she not condemning? What theories is she not condemning? Oh, well, I'm sorry, Ian, that she didn't come out and say you're a fucking nut job that needs to shut the fuck up. Let me do it for her. Shut the fuck up, Ian. Let her grieve. Let her put her husband in the ground. She probably doesn't know who the fuck you are. You're some fucking loser piece of shit Uber driver that got big because you started doing TikTok videos. And now you've decided to go full all-in schizo on Israel. So let me go ahead and tell you, let me speak for Erica right now, who's probably a lot more gracious than I am. You're an absolute soulless piece of shit for pushing shit like this. Like yesterday. And anyone in the chat who's upset, well, go fuck off. You should be looking internally right now. The reason why you're running away, the reason why you're upset is because I'm telling you the hard truth right now. And everywhere you go on social media, you're living in a bubble. You're living in a bubble where you only get fake opinions from retards on the internet, like Ian. That's why you're so upset at hearing this. Because you're hearing a real person calling you out on your bullshit. So get the fuck out of here. In fact, good riddance, don't come back. Good riddance and don't come back. Now let's go to the second one. Are we done? No, we're not even done. Before you try to say, oh, he just posted that one thing. He just posted that one thing. Dude is still at it. What is this? Be right back. Sorry, I forgot to put the AC on. Okay. What is this? What the hell is this that I'm looking at here? Now you're doing little eyeglass things here. Well, let's see. What is our eyeball things? What is this one all about? Erica Kirk received a call in the aftermath of the shooting from a very important person. They asked some bullshit. This is more insinuation that somehow Erica Kirk got threatened. Now, let me tell you what they are saying. What they are insinuating, what they have been insinuating, is that Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel because he was going against them. He was going against Israel, fam. And this is a complete horseshit narrative based on literally nothing. Based on literally nothing. They've been insinuating because he was mildly critical of Israel like a couple times for a few seconds. If you take the thing out of context. That's it. They've been ignoring literally everybody close to him, including his own pastor, including his own wife who had to issue a statement. Did she? JD Vance issued a statement. And his pastor issued a statement basically telling Candace Owens to stop. And Candace Owens, in response to that, claimed that he's in on the conspiracy as well. I'm not kidding. Go check out my Twitter from today. You cannot make up how soulless these people are. So let's take a look at this community note. This is clickbait. The video clearly shows she was answering someone from TPUSA asking how much she knew about running the organization. Does Ian Carroll do literally any real research? No. He literally just retweets other schizos on Twitter and amplifies it. That's what he does. I don't know how somebody can think that doing this and spreading this is a good idea. I have no idea how someone can actually have the conscious thought in their head and go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and start spreading fake conspiracies about a guy that was just assassinated, literally diminishing and tarnishing his legacy, while his wife is actually still grieving. Hasn't even put Charlie Kirk's body in the ground yet. Hasn't even put his body in the ground yet. I was going to save these, but you know what? He's seen these already. We're just going to keep these rolling. Let me point out how much of an absolute grifting hypocrite Ian Carroll is. This is 4 days before Charlie Kirk was killed. 4 days before Charlie Kirk was killed. This is Ian Carroll harshly criticizing him. Jesus defeated death so you can live. That's a pretty mundane Christian thing to say. And Ian Carroll's response is, and you dedicated your life to serving the people that killed him. Holy shit, bro. And now, 3 days after that, Charlie Kirk was killed. 3 days later, he's killed. And then what's he saying? Not just 3 days later. Charlie Kirk's body wasn't even in the ground for 24 hours. Or his body wasn't even cold yet. Not even for 24 hours. And this is Ian Carroll's message. Yesterday was a turning point for U.S.-Israel relations. Less than 24 hours and the internet already figured out who the most likely culprit was. He was their friend. He's talking about Israel. No question. He's talking about Israel. He was their friend. He basically dedicated his life to them, and they murdered him in front of his family. Israel just shot themselves in the foot. Holy shit. How much of an absolute monster are you, dude? How much of a grifter do you have to be? You are on record 3 days before this saying that he's enslaved to Israel, that he dedicated his whole life to Israel. And now you're doing a complete 180 so that you can push your personal anti-Israel agenda? Don't you dare on Sunday try to say that you weren't blaming Israel. Don't you fucking dare. I already heard Candace Owens. This is actually insane. We're going to play this clip. Candace Owens today was literally gaslighting, trying to say that she never said it. And here, oh my God. Oh my, I didn't even see this clip. Candace Owens is not invited to Charlie Kirk's memorial, and I've been saying that for days. Of course she's not invited. You are never going to invite somebody that's spreading fake conspiracies about your husband to his memorial. She's also not his friend either. That's also bullshit. Everything that comes out of this woman's mouth is bullshit. Everything. She tries to say that she's his friend. The last time she spoke to him was May. The text message she shows is some mundane 2 or 3 text messages from May. I'm friends with Dave Rossi, and I've got text messages from him like every day, and I've got rows of them. Being like, oh, you had a text message from someone from like 6 months ago, 5 months ago? That's somehow proof that you were best friends? You haven't been on any of his stuff in over a year. His pastor's saying that he didn't even really respect you. And now she's trying to dodge here and claim that, oh, I'm not going to his memorial because I can't handle it. It's just too stressful for me. Holy crap. Oh my God. And she's obviously, she doesn't want to admit either that that she wasn't invited, right? So she's got to gaslight and try to claim that, oh, it's not that I wasn't invited. Let's listen to her.
I said there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite? Anybody can go to it. You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to like push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope. Actually, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now. I'm trying to get me.
So she's now trying to gaslight. She's now trying the mental gymnastics that are required right here. Everybody wants to know if she's invited to the memorial because she's not. Everybody's saying she's not invited. So everybody's asking, are you invited? Are you invited? Are you invited? No, I'm not going to go to that. Why would I go to that? No, I'm going to listen to Kanye West instead. That's so on brand. I don't even know where to begin with that. The other part that she mentioned here, I have another clip that I want to show real quick. Here's Candace Owens literally backtracking, just like Ian Carroll's going to do on Sunday. Just like Ian Carroll's going to do on Sunday. Here you go. Listen to this. Imagine the gall. You spent a whole week grifting off this dude's dead body, trying to connect it to Israel. She spoke to Tucker. She made Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith come out in support of her, which I'm sure they were super uncomfortable about, sharing private text messages. And now she has the audacity to say this.
Get to another tip that I received that is pretty interesting because, look, as you guys know, when I began investigating this assassination, at no point did I ever speculate that any other country was involved. I never speculated that Israelis were involved. So it was surprising, to say the least, that they're simply pretending that I did, pretending that I blamed Israel, pretending that I said Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk. It is now, like I said yesterday, it feels like they are trying to get ahead of something, like they know more than we know. I don't know
how much projection is going on in this clip right now. So I never said that Israel killed him. It seems like they're trying to get ahead of something. You are literally trying to get ahead of this. You're trying to get ahead of the fact that you claim that there was secret evidence of the fallout between Israel and Charlie Kirk that you had. You had some secret evidence, but I can't show it. I can't show it. But if they call me out, I'll show it. She literally did this. Literally did this. And now she's going, yeah, it seems like they're trying to get, I'm not going to be going to his funeral. Why would I go to his funeral? And no, I never said that Israel did it. No, I never said that. Holy, how can anyone actually follow these people? This is really content for people. This is worse than just like daytime soap opera garbage. The worst level of slop there is.
Why you would say something or accuse somebody of saying something that they didn't. I do believe that there is very clearly, we all believe there's very clearly a government level conspiracy that is involved. Okay. There's no other way to assess.
In the very next breath, now she's claiming it, but there is obviously a government level conspiracy at play. Okay. Here's the first question that I'm going to ask Ian Carroll on Sunday. Maybe the second one. The first one might be, do you have any fucking shame at all? Do you have any shame whatsoever? Do you feel sorry or shameful for what you're doing? That's probably going to be the first one. But maybe not. The real first one's going to be, what do you think happened? And who do you think the shooter is? Guys, these people are literally identical, not similar, identical to the woke left. That's why they're called the woke right. Everybody should be calling these people woke right. That is what they are. They act exactly the same as the woke left. No dissimilarities whatsoever. They gaslight. They try to pretend like they didn't say stuff that we've literally got them on record saying. They will insinuate all this and then go, well, I never said that. No, she was doing the exact same thing about Bridget Macron as well. She's saying, I looked at the lawsuit. I don't even know how many times she claimed Bridget Macron's a man. So many. The lawsuit specifically calls out that she's a woman, that there is no, like, that all the stuff Candace is saying is lies. And then Candace Owens goes, and she has the audacity to go on her show and say, they're not suing me because I said she's a woman. Yes, they are. Unambiguously. That is exactly why they're suing. And they're covering their bases just in case you try to claim that, oh no, it's a stolen identity. She's pretending to be her brother, switched role identities or some weird shit like that. They're covering that base too. I looked at the lawsuit. She has no chance. She's going to get obliterated. Not only is she going to get obliterated, the only chance she has of getting out of it, the only chance, is the Rachel Maddow defense. That's the only chance she has. She has to go to court and go, I'm just an entertainment show. I didn't mean anything I said. Nobody says what I'll take seriously. And that's not going to fly. Because a lot of people are now saying that Bridget Marcone's a man or what have you. And the gross part about this, the gross part of both these situations, as I told you before, is that we could be doing this for good. Bridget Marcone met the president, the French president, when he was 14 years old. It's pretty easy to argue that she's a pedophile. That could be the focus. Instead, she did like a 5-part series on how Bridget Marcone transitioned to be a woman or whatever, or like a fake identity, whatever bullshit. Just like with Charlie Kirk, we could be focusing on actually fixing something. We could be focused on trying to take away the power and the censorships that the left built up, that they've been using against all of us. But instead, we're making it about Israel. We're making it about Bridget Marcone's really a man. Stupid shit. Who cares? Who gives a shit if she's a man? Does that matter at all? These people are exactly like the Redditors that have been trying to debunk MH370. They are identical. They are pretending to be right-wingers. These people are not right-wing at all. And I'm going to expose that on Ian Carroll on Sunday. They are pretending to be right-wingers, but actually they're left-winger, free Palestine people. They might as well go wear a mask when they're driving around in their cars. They use the exact same arguments that the Redditors use. Exactly the same. And if you watch, you will notice it is exactly the same types of behaviors. The Redditors will go, this doesn't look like, this shouldn't look like this. This part of the video shouldn't look like this. Therefore, the video is fake. That's what the Redditors say. They say, this drone doesn't look right, or this thing in the video doesn't look right. Therefore, it must all be fake. This is what they do. This is exactly what the woke right conspirators have been doing. Doing the exact same thing. They don't know shit about shit. Ian Carroll, for example, I'll pull up his Twitter and show you. Ian Carroll, for example, didn't know anything about ballistics. He knows nothing about ballistics, nothing about guns. I'd be surprised if he's ever even owned a gun before. And he made a post in his whole little thing about his little rant conspiracy thing that he's pushing. A thing about how the ballistics don't make any sense. That if he had gotten shot by this rifle, his head should have exploded. His head should have exploded, right? This is the same exact arguments that the woke Redditors do. They go, it should have been look like this. No, the answer is you're a retard. I have a better answer. You're a retard. That's the real answer. The answer isn't, oh, this is wrong. This should have looked like this. This should have done this. No, the answer is you don't know what you're talking about. Let the people whose job it is to figure out the situation, figure out the crime, let them do their job. And when that evidence comes back, then go ahead and scrutinize it. But if you make up a bunch of bullshit and then actually to claim and be a victim, like the best part is when these people get called out on their fake arguments, just like the Redditors, you call them out. What do? They play the victim. They go, why are you attacking me? The fact that you're attacking me entrenches me even more. It shouldn't. When you get called out and people say, hey, I go hunting all the time and I shoot with this rifle at deer and it doesn't blow their heads off. When people tell you that directly, you should go, oh, I'm an idiot. Maybe I shouldn't have been pushing fake shit. Maybe I shouldn't push shit I don't know anything about. Maybe I should stop pretending like you know what you're talking about. Nope, that's not what they do. Instead, they double down. They double down. They double down and go, nope, this confirms that my stupid schizo theory is actually correct. They're all just pretending. They're all just LARPing. They're just big-time LARPers. So let me pull it up so you guys can see for yourselves. I want you to realize, and there's one more thing I think I'm going to say. I was going to save this as a big bombshell because this will annihilate Ian. I have literally a death blow queued up for Ian. And he should prepare. He's stupid if he doesn't prepare for this debate. He's stupid. He should prepare. If he doesn't, then it's on him, whatever happens. Well, actually, let me just ask you guys. How many times since Charlie Kirk died do you think Ian Carroll has called out the left? The people actually responsible for his death. How many times has Ian Carroll called out the people literally responsible for Charlie Kirk's death? How many times do you think he's called them out? My guess is fucking zero. 0 times. If you want to know how much of a piece of shit grifter Ian Carroll is, if I look at his social media, am I going to see him calling out the left and the people that are cheering and the people responsible for what happened to Charlie Kirk? Let's take a look. Let's see. Free Speech Friday, FBI Israel. I'm looking around here. Creating Israel. He's got a whole new documentary just came out. I'm sure and by the way, the guy that helped him with this documentary, Ryan Matta, he's a complete schizophrenic nut job. This guy's a complete nut job that knows nothing whatsoever. I looked at his content. He knows garbage. This is just one big grift for money right here. One big grift for money right there. And Ian Carroll has attached himself to the worst possible people on social media. Literally the worst possible people. Let's see. Here's the post I was saying about. This is only 22 hours ago. Was the Erica Kirk thing. Here he is retweeting Harrison Smith, who Harrison Smith made up a completely fictional story. Harrison Smith made up a completely fictional story, and this is how they're spreading the propaganda. Let's just be clear, there is zero evidence that Israel's involved in Charlie Kirk's death. Zero. Let's be clear. Zero. And yet, here he is. Let's see what this says. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that if Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. This is the kind of garbage shit that's being pushed. This is what is Ian Carroll calling out the left? Is he calling out their cheering of this? No. He's literally tripling down on the Israel nutjob shit. Here's another one. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Okay, conspiracy theorists, the Jewish space lasers are official. Ian, do us all a favor and get the fuck out of the science and physics. Don't even start, bro. Don't even start. Stay in your lane, Ian. What are all the retard conspirators saying? Stay in your lane, Ian. Stay in your lane. Do what you do best. Grifting off fake shit on the internet. Do what you do best. I love how mad these people are getting. The reason why these people are so furious right now, why they're so angry, is their hero is getting torn down right in front of them. And this is what needs to happen. I like Ian Carroll. Actually, I thought I maybe would have been a friend with him one time. But this is what has to happen. This woke right garbage needs to get torn down just as hard as the woke left garbage needs to get torn down. So let's see. Am I going to find out anywhere? How do the Trumps want their family name to be remembered? Right-wing support for Israel? The left is already gone. What is this one day ago? Israel, don't. It's Israel. I mean, I think we know where Ian's biases lie. Here's the full-length documentary, Creating Israel. Did Bibi ever offer $150 million to the Daily Wire like he allegedly did to Kirk? This is also apparently a fake story, too. Candace or somebody was supposed to drop the receipts. No, there's no receipts for this claim. Everybody that was at this weird meeting or whatever that happened all claimed that it was all totally normal. No one was mad at each other. I would really love for someone to drop any receipts for any of these claims that are happening here. Can Harrison Smith drop the receipts for his claim that Charlie Kirk was afraid that Israel was going to kill him? No, that's all fucking bullshit. All bullshit. And I'll tell you what's happening. These people are all sourcing each other. They're all sourcing each other. And then they're claiming as if they have credibility. But it turns out if you look at it, it's all just circular claims. Like this person said this, but I can't source it. And then that person goes, oh, people are saying this. Allegedly, this thing is being happening. And then people go, see, look, everybody's saying it. It must be real. That's exactly what's occurring here. Exactly what's happening. The biggest foreign influence operation in American history. And this guy too, Max Blumenthal, another schizo nut job. Another schizo nut job that has no fucking clue what he's talking about. No clue at all what he's talking about. And yet, people are literally sourcing this interview where he's just making shit up as if it's gospel, as if it's, yeah, look, here's the proof. Here's the proof that Israel was turning, or Charlie Kirk was turning against Israel. I'm looking down here, and I haven't seen one post yet in the last 3 days. I don't see one single. Here he is retweeting Candace Owens. Not one post by Ian Carroll about anything on the left. Literally nothing. Nothing. So, what am I going to ask Ian Carroll? Number one, what do you think happened to Charlie Kirk and who shot him? I'll tell you what I'm going to say. Pretty damn easy. Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk from the roof of the building, roughly 200 yards away, jumped off the roof with the gun in one piece, ditched the gun in the woods, went home, confessed to his father, confessed in a text message to his lover, and confessed in a Discord. And we have hard evidence in at least two of those cases. And in the third case, you tell me what the motivation of the father would be, of his own father, to say that he confessed to him and turn in his own son that's going to 100% face death. 100% facing death. Turning in your own son for death. I can't wait to hear Ian Carroll's response to that. Because people say, what do you think has happened? I mean, whatever the evidence shows is what I think happened. And then my response is, what do you think happened? And this is the same thing that you say to the Redditors. Once again, the woke right is exactly the same as the woke left. Identical. No difference whatsoever. The Redditors that try to debunk MH370 with the same nut job shit and go, they go, oh, it doesn't look right to me. You say, okay, what do you think happened to MH370 then? And they go, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Go ahead. Try this out. I want you guys to try this out right now. Try this out. Here's the irony. It's not just solid. It's absolute proof. And not only is it absolute proof, he's going to die. He's going to be found guilty in the court of law because it's absolute proof. There is no evidence that anything else happened. There's no evidence for any other story, let alone Israel's story. No other story has any evidence. All the evidence goes one direction, points to the same exact outcome. A homosexual man living with a gay furry who wrote anti-fascist stuff on the bullets. You're going to try to say that is Israel somehow? The only thing that Ian Carroll is not allowed to say, the only thing Ian Carroll's not allowed to say is he doesn't know. Ian Carroll better come prepared on Sunday with a story of what he thinks happened to Charlie Kirk. If he doesn't come with some story that's I don't know, I'm going to annihilate him. It's going to be ugly. And here's the best part. His followers who are melting down in my replies, they're spurging out in the chat. They are terrified. They are so afraid. Just like Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli is one of the biggest coward pussies I've ever seen in my whole life. You would think that a comedian, a guy whose whole life is comedy, would have no problem handling a healthcare IT consultant. Terrified of me, runs away from the challenge of talking to me face to face, runs away, doesn't walk, runs away, sprints like his life depends on it. Ian Carroll's followers are terrified that I'm going to annihilate him. They're terrified of it. You go look in the replies. You're going to see in the replies, they're begging him to not talk to me. And here's the thing. Here's their gaslighting. Why are you giving this guy a platform, Ian? Why are you giving this guy a platform? Don't give this guy a platform. Yeah, exactly. Because you're fucking afraid. You're afraid. And you should be afraid. You should be afraid. Good luck answering what you think happened. Good luck. I want to hear Ian Carroll say, oh, it was a secret shooter from a different angle. There's a secret second shooter, just like Ian Carroll, the same bullshit he was pushing during the Trump assassination attempt. He was quoting John Cullen, who's another schizo nut job on social media. John Cullen has negative credibility. If you are listening to John Cullen, you are literally listening to disinformation. And Ian Carroll goes, no, there's two shooters in the Trump situation. The secret second shooter was trying to get Trump from this angle. I can't wait until Ian Carroll tries to pull some of that bullshit. These guys have painted themselves into a corner. Don't blame me, guys. For all his dipshit retard followers, do not blame me for this. This is all their fault. This is all their fault. These guys painted themselves into the corner. They made it easy for me, man. You made it so easy for me. I barely had to do anything. Barely had to do anything. You guys just completely annihilated yourselves by going all in on this without even thinking twice. And of course, there's never, ever, ever going to be any evidence that Israel had anything to do with this. In fact, there's never going to be any evidence of anything other than Tyler Robinson. And even if you believe, this is the dumbest, I'm going to explain why these people are so stupid. Let me explain why these people are so stupid. If you believe that the government was covering this up and what have you, then you would also realize that they're never going to release any evidence that would go against the narrative. So you have no chance. Unless you think there's going to be, you're going to find the secret evidence while you're looking through the videos or whatever. You're going to find that second shooter. Good luck, man. The ballistics report is going to prove the situation. When the FBI finishes their investigation and they drop the hammer, it's going to be the end of your credibility. It's going to be the end. We know who you are now. You are not a conservative. You are a woke right grifter. That's what you are. So that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to ask. And then, who was the real shooter? Where are they? How did they get away? Why is there a guy jumping off the roof like 5 seconds after Charlie Kirk was shot? These are going to be some pretty tough questions to answer. Did the real shooter get teleported away by some orbs? Did the real shooter get teleported away by some orbs? Because if they did, hey, man, that's my wheelhouse, baby. That's my wheelhouse. Guys, let me go ahead and tell you this as well, especially for Ian's followers. I don't need credibility. I don't even need you. I don't need any followers. I don't care at all what you think. I don't care at all what you want me to do. I don't care if you think you're ratioing me. The truth isn't determined by consensus. That just makes you look stupider. It just makes you look stupider. The truth is not determined by consensus. The truth is determined by evidence and facts. And you just look like morons when you go, oh, but everybody agrees with me, though. Yeah, exactly. That's why you're a woke right retard. That's why you're a woke right retard. That's how woke people think. Woke people think, everybody agrees with me, therefore I'm right. That's literally what lefties believe. I have a trump card. I have an unbeatable trump card. I have the MH370 videos. Sorry, I'm pulling them up. I have this on my side. This is the ultimate trump card. You want to know why? Because these videos are real. That's the ultimate trump card. And you know the best part? I'm the only person on the face of the earth who realized these videos were real. Ian Carroll didn't do any posts about these videos. We talked like one time, like a year and a half ago. Does Ian Carroll claims to care about the truth. He'll investigate any stupid conspiracy that's out there as long as it's related to Israel. Maybe I should have said, hey, Israel was doing this. Then Ian Carroll would report on it. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe that should have been my move. Maybe I should say, hey, man, Israel's doing this. And Ian Carroll had been all over it. Claims to want to know the truth, but never really retweeted much of my content, if any. Never has said what he believes about the videos. These videos are real, and they're going to be proven to be real. They are going to be proven to be real. It's just a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. What do you think's going to happen when these videos are proven to be real? What do you think's going to happen to my credibility when it turns out teleportation is actually real? When it turns out fusion has already been solved and I've already called out the companies before they've even gone IPO? What do you think's going to happen when it turns out we do have fusion propulsion and it looks just like these orbs in these videos? What do you think's going to happen? Oh, I'm going to become very popular, most likely, at some point in the future. So for anyone who's trying to like attack me, claim, oh, you don't have credibility, I've got the ultimate trump card. I've got one of the only potentially real conspiracies that can be proven, that will be proven, because science doesn't go backwards. Science goes forwards. It's going to be pretty hard to deny the videos are real when teleportation is proven to be real. Who do you think everyone's going to call up? Who do you think everyone's going to call up when teleportation's been admitted to be real on the macroscopic level? Macroscopic teleportation. Who do you think people are going to want to talk to? Probably Eric W. Davis, if we're being honest with ourselves. I mean, the guy literally wrote the papers. The next person they're going to want to talk to is me. It's me. What do you think I'm going to say about these types of people who are pushing fake shit on the internet when everybody wants to hear me talk about how I figured out the videos, what I think about conspiracies and all this other stuff? What do you think? This is the same thing. The Redditors should be taking note here, and I think they have been. Look at what's been going on social media. Look at how people have been getting exposed. People have been getting doxxed. They've been getting fired from their jobs. That's a scary thing. The power of social media cannot be underestimated. And the power of people that are upset because they've been getting lied to cannot be underestimated either. So I guess what I would say is you should be at least cautious before you try to go all in against me, before you try to claim those videos are fake, especially if you're a conspiracy theorist. If you're a conspiracy theorist and you try to deny those videos are real, you go, no, it's CGI. I watched some YouTubers. I watched some YouTubers say that it is VFX. They were experts. They're experts. I want to hear Ian Carroll say that he thinks these videos are fake. I want to hear Ian Carroll quote Dave Farina or the Corridor Crew. Or the best would be if Ian Carroll mentions Mick West. I want to hear him say, no, man, those videos are totally fake. It's like Call of Duty graphics. Because that would be the best. Because that's how you show that somebody is a completely dishonest, bad faith human being. That's how you prove it. They'll push every fake thing that's out there, everything that has no evidence, no support, no logic or reason to go along with it, so long as it fits within their biases. But you show them something real, you show them an actual real conspiracy. Nope, doesn't look like anything to me. They go full NPC mode. Full on non-conscious NPC. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Doesn't look like anything to me. Where did the plane go? Where is the plane? And for anyone that tries to say, what was I going to say? About the conspiracies. Oh, you believe in that? Well, yeah, I have evidence. I tell you what, you show me 2 military videos that are out there somewhere that somehow tie Charlie Kirk's assassination to Israel. If you can do that, I will absolutely admit I'm wrong, flip sides. I'll become the biggest anti-Israel or anti-Zionist, whatever you call it, free Palestine bullshit you want. I'll become the biggest supporter of you ever. I'll admit I was wrong. I'll beg for forgiveness. I literally will. I will beg. Can you say the same thing? The thing that I asked Ian Carroll was, can you admit you're wrong? Are you capable of that? That's going to be another one of my questions for Ian. Let me write that down. Are you capable of admitting you're wrong? This is something that a lot of people struggle with. Most people, and again, this is why the woke right is the Redditors. They literally are one and the same. One and the same. They can never, ever, ever admit they're wrong. Never. Anything that proves them wrong, any counter evidence is just simply further evidence towards their conspiracy. Their cognitive dissonance kicks in, flips it around, and says, nope, this is further evidence that I'm correct. That's how the Redditors work. I am capable of admitting that I'm wrong. I have on several occasions. I've humbled myself on several occasions, including the Charlie Kirk situation. In fact, I might not even have been wrong. If you go through my deleted tweets, my last deleted tweet that I deleted was when I looked at the surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson, and it looked like it was spliced. The surveillance footage of him in the neighborhood. It looked like they edited it backwards. And he was limping. And I went, holy shit, this proves he jumped off the roof and he hurt himself because it was like a 12-foot fall. Of course he hurt himself. He's limping through the neighborhood. Everyone's going, he has a gun in his pants. He doesn't have a long gun in his pants. He dropped the long gun in the forest, actually nearby. So I said, oh, the video must be edited backwards. And then I deleted it. You know, I deleted it because I looked at the timestamp. I looked at the timestamp, and the timestamp was like 30 minutes before Charlie Kirk was shot. And I was like, oh, well, that means it had to have been beforehand. But it's possible the timestamp was wrong. It's possible the timestamp was off by an hour because of DST. That was still possible, but I still deleted it. You want to know why I deleted it? Because I was potentially wrong, number one. I didn't want to put more misinformation or disinformation that was out there. I wanted to let the feds do their job without adding to the insanity. And so that's why I went ahead and I deleted it. You guys can go find that. It's out there. So there's no question. And I then put another post out saying, I'm sorry that I was stupid enough to think that I could help in the investigation. Go find that post. It's out there from a week ago. I'm sorry I was stupid enough to think that I could assist in the investigation, and I will no longer try. That's what I said. Can you imagine somebody like Ian Carroll saying that, or Candace Owens? Never in a million years. And the reason why Ian Carroll can't do it, let's be 100% honest. The reason why Ian Carroll can't do it is because if he even backtracked a little bit, if he admitted he was wrong, all of his followers would turn on him. They would all turn on him. How do you know? Look at what Nick Fuentes literally did it. Nick Fuentes came out. I'm actually afraid to play the clip of Nick Fuentes because they might ban it on social media. I don't know. Like, the dude is the most banned person on all of social media. So I'll just paraphrase. He comes out and he says, we're through the looking glass here, guys. He's like, Charlie Kirk was like the most hardcore Zionist supporter. And you've now just flipped the script and made up this fake narrative pretending like they are the ones who killed him. Nick Fuentes says this. And if you look at the replies, or you even go watch one of his streams, everybody is melting down over it. His followers are melting down over it. That puts a huge amount of pressure on somebody. Ian Carroll and Candace Owens are ideologically captured. That's what that phrase means. Ideologically captured. It means now it's not even their opinions anymore. Now they're just putting stuff out there because they know what their audience wants to hear. And Nick Fuentes could have done this. Nick Fuentes could have done the same thing. He could have just gone with it. He might even not have believed it and just said, you know what? I'm going to go all in on the Israel conspiracy. His followers would have loved it. But he had integrity. He had integrity. And he said, you know what? It's stupid. It makes no sense. There's no evidence for it. And so he went ahead and said the truth. And he took the wrath of his followers. And I give him props for that. That takes a lot of guts to do that. It really does. It really does. It's very impressive. Meanwhile, Ian Carroll's out here not just insinuating that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, also, as recently as yesterday, insinuating that his wife was also being intimidated. Yikes, man. Yikes. So just to be perfectly honest, it's hard to respect Ian Carroll anymore. Hard to respect him. No integrity, no morals, no decency, and doesn't have the ability to admit that he's wrong. Doesn't have the ability to admit that he's wrong. And instead of admitting that they're wrong, what these people do every single time, just like Candace Owens, they deflect, they gaslight. I never said Israel did it. Well, I was just asking questions. It's always the exact same bullshit. I was just asking questions. Bro, everybody knows what you're doing, man. Everybody can see what you're doing. You might be able to gaslight and lie to your followers, but everybody with a functioning brain can see what you're doing. Let me see if I want to give Ian any more questions. By the way, I didn't really prepare that deeply for this. I literally just wrote down some questions in 5 minutes. I mean, I've already been collecting the receipts on these guys. As you saw, I showed a few of them. What evidence links Charlie Kirk's death to anybody other than Tyler Robinson? Who is the real shooter? Do you feel ashamed? Who do you think, or what do you think about the text messages and the Discord message where he admits that he did it? We have Discord messages, literal Discord message of Tyler Robinson admitting to his trans Antifa friends that he did it. Calls out the university where he did it as well. Is that all fake too? Did the FBI make up a whole fake conversation between him and his lover and then release it? And if so, why did they release it? What's the point? They don't need more evidence. They've got enough. They got plenty of evidence. Why would they fake evidence and then release it when, in theory, if it was fake, you could be able to prove that it was fake? Like, there's just no actual logic involved. No logic whatsoever. Here's the best question. You ready? This is going to be another one. Ian Carroll is going to get absolutely destroyed on Sunday Chat. And he's going to come in with this, oh, I'm just here to give my opinions. Bro, that's going to be the biggest mistake you ever made. Don't do that. My advice would be watch this stream, get ready, come up with a story for what you think happened. I mean, the best advice would be when we get on the debate, admit you were wrong and apologize. Admit you're wrong and apologize. You're going to take some beatings. You're going to take a huge beating from your followers. They're going to call you a Zionist shill. They're going to call you sold out. But you know what? Normal people will gain respect and credibility for you, which right now Ian has none. None whatsoever. Look around on social media. None. The last question. Do you think Tyler Robinson will be found guilty? Do you think Tyler Robinson will be found guilty? I do. Easily. Because if you think he's going to be found guilty, then you must think the evidence is pretty significant. He's not going to be able to answer that. Somebody said, now I'm going to do some questions and some super chats. I want to address any burning questions you have. Number one, let's just get this out of the way. I'm not Jewish. My parents aren't Jewish. I did go to Jewish preschool, but it's not because I got indoctrinated or my parents wanted to indoctrinate me. My dad is a weirdo hippie that's a Buddhist, by the way. My dad's a Buddhist, weirdo hippie Buddhist, and he wanted me to go get a rounded culture, whatever. So he sent me to Jewish preschool, public elementary, public middle school, public high school, and then I went to Catholic high school. Catholic high school, as in we had mass, Bible study, everything. Okay, so that's my background if you want to judge me. I'm not being paid by anybody other than X and YouTube. I have no memberships turned on still, even though I said I would. I have no sponsorships, and nobody pays me behind the scenes. Yes, I was on Candace Owens a year ago, September of 2024. She was gracious enough to invite me on. That doesn't mean jack shit. So what? What's the argument? Oh, Candace Owens had you on and platformed you. Therefore, you have to agree with everything she said. Is that your argument? That's not integrity. That's called selling out. That's called selling out. You guys, you woke righties have everything backwards. You've got it all backwards. Just because someone platforms you, she didn't launch me. She launched you? Are you out of your mind? Do you want to know the number one podcast that I was on? I'm not even sure Candace Owens makes the top 5. I'm not even sure Candace Owens makes the top 5. She probably does, but pretty close. Number 1 is redacted. Number 1 is redacted with Clayton Morris. And it's not significantly close. I think it's like 5 million views or something like that. That's what launched me, if anything. The next one is Investigate Earth with Chad and Sherry, which is where this debate's going to go down, by the way. I've been on with Chad and Sherry like 7 times, and they told me, you want to know what the numbers were with Chad and Sherry? Millions. Their audio. Oh, and by the way, Bernie, shut the fuck up, you little nerdy piece of shit. Don't make me show your little pathetic messages that you sent me. You're a literal schizo, bro. Why are you making me burn you like this? You want me to show everybody your messages to me where you're begging me to platform you and your weird schizo shit? No. By the way, I am going back on Redacted next week. I talked to Clayton Morris probably more than most podcasters. He's a really good guy, and I like him, and I like his family. So stop embarrassing yourself, bro. Have a little bit of shame. Jesus Christ. I mean, you guys are really I don't know why people keep destroying themselves. It's like I'm just sitting here with a meat grinder and people are just walking into it. Literally just walking into it over and over and over again. My God, people. Okay. It made me lose my train of thought. So, no. Candace Owens didn't platform me. She didn't make me blow up. Not even close. I was already huge by the time I went on with Candace Owens. I would say the third biggest one is probably Alex Jones. Probably Alex Jones was the next biggest. But just to be clear, I've been on over 100 podcasts, over 100 different podcasts. All of them. So no, it wasn't any of them that launched me. I did it. And you know what? I don't even really have the appetite to do it anymore. That's why you don't see me on a lot of podcasts anymore. I still do a few, but I just don't care. I have never been trying to convince people. I've been trying to wake people up so that they can convince themselves that, hey, man, maybe I should learn about science. Maybe we can make this world a little bit of a better place. But no. Here's the reality about the Middle East situation, because the other people say, stay in your lane, Ashton. Don't talk about geopolitics, Ashton. You don't know what you're talking about. What the fuck? What? You have more of a right over politic discussion than I do? Fuck you. No, you don't. What are these people like? What is wrong with you? You call me egotistical, and then you say you're not allowed to talk about politics. You're not an expert on that. You're not an expert on that. Ian Carroll doesn't know shit about geopolitics. Candace Owens, you think she's a geopolitics expert? These people don't even know what's at stake. They have no idea what's going on. Well, I'm happy to talk about geopolitics if you want. Here's the question. Why do you think we're so cozy with Israel? Why do you think the United States is so cozy with Israel? Any thoughts? Why? Just because they have the best lobbying there is? They're a tiny little country in the Middle East. Why do they have so much influence? Here's a thought. Here's a crazy thought. What are we looking at here? Hey, who do you think helped us figure this technology out? You think we figured this technology out all by ourselves? You think we were like, hey, we're just going to figure it out ourselves? Have you looked at where all the scientists are coming from? We're taking scientists from all over the world, and we're bringing them here to America. And then they work on black projects. Isn't Salvatore Pais from Romania? Have you ever noticed that all these engineers and physicists are from all over the world? Well, hey, have you ever checked to see how many Nobel Prize winners are Jewish? That would just be an interesting thing to look at. Maybe it's because we're allied with Israel. Maybe our allies have the protection of super weapons. I'm going to tell you a hard truth right now. And this is a cruel truth. Palestine will never be free. Palestine will never be free. Is Israel committing a genocide? You could argue it. Yeah, probably. Israel's going to do whatever the hell they want to Palestine, to Iran, to any country in the Middle East. Israel's going to do whatever they want, and what you think of it doesn't matter at all. Not even a little bit. You have literally no say whatsoever over the situation. The people with the orb technology, the plasma fusion propulsion, and the aneutronic fusion bombs, those are the people that decide what happens on the geopolitical landscape. You are given the illusion of truth. You are given the illusion of choice, the illusion that your opinion and your vote matters. That's the real situation. That's why you don't understand geopolitics. You think, oh, we're gonna root out all the the Jewish influence in America. That's like saying that we're gonna decouple ourselves from Silicon Valley. Sorry, we're gonna get rid of Silicon Valley. We don't need that anymore. We're gonna get rid of Palantir. We're gonna get rid of helium fusion. You guys have no idea how deeply they're run. It's honestly just embarrassing how naive some of you people are. So go ahead, put your mask on and go to a college campus and go protest free Palestine with all the other woke lefties and woke righties. If it makes you feel better. But I guarantee you it's not going to change shit. Do you ever wonder why all these politicians just bow down to Israel so quickly? Is it just money? Is it just money, or do they know that you don't go against the people that have the orbs and the super weapons? The CIA and the Mossad are most likely like this. Like this. Why do you think why do you think Israel, Mossad, assassinated 9 Iranian nuclear scientists? Why do you think that? Assassinated them while they were sleeping. Why are they targeting the scientists? Why are they targeting specifically the nuclear scientists? Ever think about that? Maybe nuclear physics, nuclear scientists, it's not just about A-bombs. Maybe it's about 0-point energy. Maybe it's about making a ball of plasma that's self-consistent, self-sustaining, that you can zap onto somebody and annihilate them. Obliterate them entirely, send them to the moon. Oh, I said I was going to do some super chats, and some of you guys put some huge ones in there. So let me get to those right now, guys. In fact, I think that's probably going to be the end of Ashton's rants for tonight. Matt, 1776 in the pilled chat says, and let me just text, make sure there's nothing else in here. And for the record, if that offends you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. It's just called reality. Nothing's going to change it. Just like nothing's going to change the fact that the MH370 videos are real. Doesn't matter how much you cry about it. Doesn't matter what your YouTuber says. Nothing's going to change the reality those videos are real. Because the difference between a fake conspiracy related to an assassination is that when something's real, all the evidence will line up towards that eventuality. So in the case of MH370, everything that ever comes out and everything that ever did come out will confirm the videos. This is how I knew they would never find the plane in the South Indian Ocean. Go back a year ago, almost a year ago, 9 months ago, and you will see me saying they were getting ready to search for MH370. You'll find multiple news articles where experts were claiming they know exactly where MH370 is at the bottom of the ocean in the South Indian Ocean. Multiple people were saying this. And you will see my posts calling them out, saying, you're never going to find it down there, never going to happen. And actually, you'll even see people in my replies saying, you're going to look so stupid when they find the plane. What are you going to say, Ashton, when they find the plane? Dozens of people saying this. What are you going to say when they find the plane, Ashton? I said, they're never going to find it. 0% chance they find it. And they searched. They searched this last summer. They searched and they searched and they searched 6 months ago. You know what they found? Nothing. Nothing at all. That's the difference between a fake conspiracy theory from nut jobs on the internet who pretend to know what they're talking about but don't actually know shit, and the MH370. The more evidence that comes out will all confirm that Tyler Robinson was the killer. It's never, ever, ever, ever going to promote any other story. So the lesson you should learn, let me talk down to you a little bit more. Let me get back to that kids table, okay? Here we go. Let me get down to the kids' table for you. The lesson you guys need to learn: don't go all schizo nut job on everything that comes out. Not everything that happens is Israel's fault. Not everything that happens is a conspiracy. Don't immediately go full retard. Never go full retard, in fact. But at least don't immediately go full retard and go, oh, the Israelis did this, oh, the Jews. Because when you do that, you set yourself up for the beatdown that I just dealt you tonight. You just make it too easy. You're setting yourself up for failure. Maybe next time, have a little bit of grace. When a guy gets assassinated, maybe don't immediately start dragging his corpse around for your agenda. And let me reiterate this, because I'm going to hammer Ian Carroll about this on Sunday. He literally never said anything about the left. The left are literally the ones responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk in every conceivable way. From the assassin to the radicalization to the media and the demonization. And Ian Carroll has said nothing about these things. That's how you know he's a phony. That's how you know he's a woke righty. When we should be unifying. In fact, has Ian Carroll even said shit about Jimmy Kimmel or any of this other stuff going on? I don't think he said anything. Has he even replied in any of the threads that are talking about it? You go look through my post, you're going to see me all over. I'm all over attacking the left. I'm all over because I'm reality check. I'm over the bullshit. And I'm over all these delusional right-wingers who are trying to virtue signal, and it is virtue signaling, who are saying, guys, we just need more speech. I think I saw Seth Dillon or whatever his name is. And here you go. This will be good for you, whatever, anti-Israel people or whatever. Seth Dillon, the Babylon Bee guy, he makes one of the dumbest posts I've ever seen. He goes, the answer to whatever being shot is more free speech. We don't need censorship. We need more free speech. Bro, wake up. What are you talking about? These people literally want to kill us. We don't have any rights. They already took them all away. Where have you been the last 5 years? They used the government to shut down people on social media. They took President Trump's social media away. And then they gaslit and said it wasn't censorship. They took people's jobs away because they didn't want to wear a mask or get a COVID shot. And you're saying, well, be careful about the slippery slopes. Bro, we're at the bottom of the slide. There's no fixing this. There's no unifying with these people. Look at what they're saying. They're literally turning Jimmy Kimmel into a civil rights icon right now. I just saw Conan O'Brien come out and say, where is it? The suspension of Jimmy Kimmel and the promise to silence other late night hosts for criticizing the administration should disturb everyone on the right, left, and center. It's wrong, and anyone with a conscience knows it's wrong. What the fuck? A guy was assassinated and he said nothing about it. A guy was assassinated and he said nothing about it. And now he's going to play the moral superiority card on us? Now he's going to... Charlie Kirk's voice was permanently silenced. He will never be allowed to speak again because he's dead. Jimmy Kimmel was fired by ABC, his boss. Nobody forced it to happen. He was fired by his boss because he literally went on TV, on broadcast television, and lied. Intentionally lied. He said, and I quote, maybe I should get the quote directly correct. He says, the MAGAs are trying to claim that this guy is anything but one of them. This is after all the proof has come out that the guy is 100% a left-winger. And Jimmy Kimmel goes on TV in front of millions of people and lies intentionally and tries to paint him as if the shooter was MAGA and that Charlie Kirk's responsible for his own death. Bro, you're lucky you only got fired. You're lucky you only got fired. Do people really think we're going to unite with people that are that brazen of liars that are being that, and then people are gaslighting, claiming this is censorship or something? No, Jimmy Kimmel is an unmitigated piece of shit. I mean, there's just no way you can defend that. And they're turning him into a civil rights icon because people like Ian Carroll and the other conspiratards are dividing the right by lying to them and claiming them somehow this is an Israel thing. They're trying to turn it into an Israel thing instead. Meanwhile, the left isn't doing that. The left is using that, which is why I literally, if I'm going to become a conspiratard myself, here's the conspiracy theory. Are you ready? Conspiratards, here you go. Ian Carroll, Candace Owens, these people are fake right-wingers. They're Democrats pretending to be Republicans. They're pretending so they can divide the right because they literally are lockstep with the left. They're the exact same Free Palestine lefties, exactly the same. That's the conspiracy theory. That's the one that actually makes sense. They're pushing a fake story so that they can divide the right when we should be 100% unified against the left. And what's my proof? What's my evidence? How about the fact that Ian Carroll has said nothing about the left wing's responsibility and role in this? Nothing. Whew, that's going to sting. That's going to sting on Sunday, bro. I'm going to hammer him on that one. I can't wait to hear his excuse, and his followers are going to melt down. Oh, one more thing I want to say before we do the super chats. This is another thing that Nick said that I agreed with. I listened to one of his shows. He said, go ahead and attack me. Go ahead and say that I'm a hypocrite or whatever other bullshit, fake shit you guys are saying, that I'm that bought out by Mossad, whatever you want. You want to know why? I say go for it. Keep saying it. Keep talking shit. Because I'm going to end up being right and your shit's going to crash and burn. I saw this train wreck a mile away. And I love humiliating people. I love humiliating people when they're wrong. Especially when they go full retard, all in. So go ahead, double down, Candace. Double down, Ian Carroll. Because you're never going to be proven right. And I'm going to hammer you the whole way and humiliate you and dress you down in front of your own audience. Choo-choo. Here comes the wrecking ball. Okay, let's do these donos, chat. Blake Stone, whoa, wow, you guys are going off. What the hell, $100? Now they're going to be like, hey, Ashton's being paid. These are Mossad, chat. Chat, the Israelis are in the chat sending me donations now. This is how they're paying Ashton. Don't conflate different conclusions with bad faith. What do you mean different conclusions? Kirk claimed to confidence that Bibi was blackmailing him. No, that's fake. That's fake. That didn't happen. That did not happen. This is the problem, guys. You're taking people at face value. And what's really happening is these people are all sourcing each other. And then you believe, oh, it must be real. There's no evidence for this whatsoever. There is no evidence. And Candace Owens claimed to have evidence, and she lied. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. To be clear, clip this. I am calling Candace Owens out. She claimed she had some secret letter or something that would prove this blackmailing. She claimed that. I'm calling her out right now on it. I'm calling bullshit. It's not real. She lied about it. If she wants to prove me wrong, it should be easy now, right? She said, if anybody tries to call me out, I'm going to release the receipts. I'm calling you the fuck out, Candace. Post the receipts. Do it. And here's the thing. Not all theories are the same. So anybody that wants to say, oh, it's just alternative theory. Okay. What do you think happened then? If you claim you have an alternative theory, then tell us. Tell us the full story of what you think happened. No. You don't get to go, oh, no, there's just inconsistency. No, that's not how that works. You're the one that says you have a different story. What's the story? I want to hear it. Who's the shooter? Who paid them? When did they pay them? When did Israel get involved? How are they involved? What's the dude doing on the roof, jumping off the roof with a gun? Tell us your story. Tell us your full theory. If your answer is, I don't know, then shut the fuck up. You don't have an alternative theory. You're just a schizo making up bullshit. Just a schizo making up bullshit. But thank you for that donation anyway. And honestly, I will give you a little bit of credit because you're brave enough to say your opinion. You're brave enough to still support me even if you disagree. That's the kind of world we should live in. We should live in a world where we can all disagree, we can all criticize each other, then we can still go get a beer later on. DC on X. Thank you very much for that donation. Just responded to your last post on Ian. Keep going. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. War Ranch, Conspiratards. Yeah, chat. I'm really good at making up names for things. I didn't make this one up. I actually stole both of these, but Conspiratard and Woke Right just fit too perfectly. People are saying, oh, you stole this from James Lindsay. I don't even know who the fuck James Lindsay is. Is he a politician? I don't even know. But I had heard the term woke right. It just fits. It fits because they literally are the woke right. They're exactly the same as the woke left. Jai Beach, thank you very much for that donation. I appreciate you. Awesome. Oh, we're going to play this card? Hey, you. Thank you. You seem upset. Overly emotional, to be honest. I don't recommend you speak for anyone but yourself and tell anyone else to do. Oh, when did I ask for your stupid fucking opinion? Oh, I didn't. I didn't ask for your stupid fucking opinion. Don't gaslight me, you piece of shit. I love these people trying to gaslight, right? This is their thing. Like, you're trying to claim you're not woke, right? Look at you. You can't do this and then claim not to be woke. This is what left-wingers do. They go, you're unstable. They go, oh, you're emotional. No, it's you guys. You're the ones. You don't even have to be here. Why are you even here? The fact that you're here, the fact that you actually were so upset that you wanted to say this and actually pay me so that you could say this, and you're trying to gaslight, this is a complete inversion of reality. And the best part is I think he believes this. I think this guy actually believes this. They believe it in their heads because they're just not all there. They're just not all there. Anything that goes against their completely delusional worldview, they have to automatically invert it. It's not that they're mad coming into my chat, paying me to, gaslight me. Okay. Go away then. Mr. Glista, Ashton, I'll be praying for you. This bridge burning makes no sense. I first found you through Ian Carroll. So what? So what's your argument? That, oh, if anybody platformed me, I immediately have to be loyal to them. I immediately have to agree with everything they say. That's not, what is that? What would my morals, what would my principles be if that's how I acted? You think that would give me more credibility? If I didn't denounce Ian Carroll, and by the way, I denounced Ian Carroll and Candace Owens like a week ago. I didn't even wait for all the evidence to come out because I knew they were full of shit immediately. I denounced them like a week ago. And so what would, if I just have to agree with them, I have to be silent, even though they're literally hurting the cause? No, it's called integrity. It's called honesty. So call me whatever you want to call me, but call me honest and call me having integrity. Thank you for the second donation. Appreciate you. Yee. Thank you very much, Jai Beach, for the second donation. Appreciate you. Catman, I see you coming up here. Got to get those sympathy points. Yeah, we got to get those sympathy points, everybody. We're so upset. We had to send more tweets, guys. It's me that's upset, obviously, not the person raging in the chat, not the person sending super chats because they're so angry. It's me that's the angry one. You got me. You sound like a little kid having a tantrum, talking about how you got more text messages from people and you don't want to be Ian's friend anymore. What? You know who sounds like a little child? The people that are revealing the secret text messages to promote the fake theory that Israel was somehow involved. And then when they release the text messages like Dave Smith did, it's completely mundane. That's little child shit. You know what else is little child shit? Plain pretend. And that's what you guys are doing. You're playing pretend. Your whole lives are playing pretend. Your whole lives are playing pretend. And you're playing pretend that you're some kind of freedom fighter, saving the Palestinians from their genocide. Your whole life is a lie. So don't come at me with that. You're the one having the tantrum in my chat right now. Eric Spencer, UFOs is the same sourcing grift, just sponsored by the government. You know what? Finally, a good take. Finally, a good take, chat. It really is. It does feel like the woke disclosure. That's why wokeness is like the perfect name for it, right? Woke disclosure, woke right, same bullshit. It's all these people just grifting off of this. They just grift off whatever bullshit they can find on the internet because it gives them attention, it gives them clicks, and then they become addicted to it. They become addicted to it, and it needs to be more and more and more. And that's truly, my true opinion of what happened to Ian Carroll is that's what happened to him. He started off, and he wasn't doing anything about Israel. He would just do fun little conspiracy theories, or isn't this look at this thing I researched and I found it was really fun. Got really popular. Then switches over to Israel. Now, I mean, we just looked at his profile. Every single tweet by the guy is about Israel. Every single one. Every single tweet all the way down, all about Israel. Even a full-length documentary that he made. He got captured. He got ideologically captured by his audience. And that's why he wouldn't answer any of the questions. When we were first beefing a few days ago, I started asking him questions, and he won't answer any of them. Because the same people saying, Ashton, how do you not believe in the Israel conspiracy theory? You believe that Orb zapped the plane. What happens if I reverse that logic? What happens if I reverse that logic? You're telling me you believe in a completely fake conspiracy theory, the idea that Israel was somehow involved with Charlie Kirk's death, but you don't believe in a real one where there's literally a plane still missing, where we literally have two military videos in perfect synchronization from completely different angles. I wouldn't use that argument against me anymore if I were you, because when I flip that argument back around on you, it's not going to go very well. This is the reason why Ian Carroll wouldn't admit his true opinion. I believe Ian Carroll's opinion of the videos is you think it's fake, but he can't say that. Why? Because if he says that, I'm going to go, what? You believe that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, but you can't believe in two perfectly in sync military videos of a still missing plane today? And then what are all his followers going to do? What are they going to say? They're going to all immediately go, meltdown, beep, beep, does not compute. And then they're going to just deflect. They're going to have cognitive dissonance. And they're going to just start probably making just more and more illogical arguments. It's stupid. It's CGI. The corridor crew, some VFX experts. And it just gets worse and worse from there. Just gets worse and worse from there. They're going to literally freeze up and just shut down. Okay, let's see what else we got. Nick Updike. Thank you. Ashton, I believe, right here. Perfect example right here, right? So what are you going to say, Nick, when Ian Carroll comes in the debate and I ask him, do you believe the videos are real? And he says no. He says, well, he's going to go, well, some people have made good arguments on both sides about the videos. This is what he's going to do. He's a habitual fence sitter. That's what Ian Carroll is, right? He can't admit his true opinions. He's got to go, well, there's some good arguments I saw people making. I don't feel comfortable saying what I think about the videos. This is what he's going to do. Get ready for it. Clip this so that when it happens, you can know I called him out on it. I don't believe believes the government. This is the best part. So this argument right here, your argument, Nick, your argument, I'm telling you, your argument that you're saying right here is that I have to not believe the government ever because I believe that MH370 videos are real. That means I have to believe, I can never believe the government. That's your argument. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Good luck with that argument. Patriot Pants. The balloon getting smacked by the Hellfire missile in the 3 orbs. Okay, this is a different topic. But then following the same velocity is pretty damning evidence too. It's really damning evidence. That is really damning evidence. The video that he's in question here, I have it right here. This one. I mean, wow. That's plasma right there. The reason why the debunkers are trying to attack this video so hard, even though they have no reason to attack this video, Congressman Burleson released this. He got it off a dead drop. Somebody dropped this off a dead drop. It's because that's plasma for sure. That's definitely not a balloon. Anyone that thinks that's a balloon, completely delusional. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's breaking up into pieces there. It's little bits of plasma that are coming off of it. And the little bits of plasma still have electromagnetic fields. So they still float. So yeah, that's a good one. And that in this video, you know, it doesn't prove that MH370 videos are real, but it's strong evidence that we do have plasma-based drones or whatever you're going to call that thing. Whatever you want to call that. Zapparoo. Oh, wow. Huge, man, 2 $100 donations. You guys are wild. Zapparoo and my buddy Blake Stone, even though we don't agree, Blake Stone still pretty nice. And I don't demand you guys are nice to me. I mean, I know I'm a big dickhead to you guys. I never claimed to be anything but. I never claimed to be anything but. So feel free to be rude. But if you're on Twitter, I might block you. We'll see. Zapparoo says 100% Ashen. Hilarious chat turds on here who can't handle this. They stay on here the whole time, failing to tear you down. Idiots. It's so perfect too. Like, I think in their minds, they thought they're going to come into my chat. They're going to get in my head. They're going to bother me. I'm not even having my moderators remove their comments. In fact, I've left up almost all of the comments. I think I only removed a couple from the last couple streams because they're raging out for the last few days and the last live stream as well. Because I don't care. I don't care what you think. You think you have power over me? You think you have power over me? You are nuttier than I thought if you actually think that. You are wasting your time in here if you thought you're going to rattle me or something like that. That was never, ever going to happen. And this is the part. These guys are so delusional that they probably thought that. I saw right in the beginning of the live stream, a bunch of them realized it wasn't going to happen, and they bounced out. They bounced out because they can't. They're woke righties. They can't take the truth, right? They realized that I was going to dress them down and humiliate them, my favorite thing to do. And so they left. They ran away like Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli, once again, is a huge pussy and loser. Imagine being terrified that a healthcare IT consultant is going to expose you. How can you be afraid of me? And yet they are terrified of me. Sad, very sad, very sad, very weak energy. Very, very weak energy. Very sad. Very feminine as well. Yeah. Thank you very Catman. I appreciate you for that second donation. Please, people need to give up the ego and see the truth. Yeah. It's always projection with these people too. They go, "You're so egotistical." No, I'm just right. I'm not always right. I'm just right in this case. Or people go, you're like, "Isn't it possible that you're wrong, Ashton? Isn't it possible that you're wrong?" This is the thing. Like, I'm just going to literally just flip the arguments back at you because, like, it's like you're just, like, exposing your own insecurities. Isn't it possible that you're wrong? I mean, I guess technically, but it's not going to be the case. I'm going to get the Ashton Forbes apology letter ready. Guys, get the Ashton Forbes apology letter ready. Get it ready for Candace Owens. Get it ready for Ian Carroll. Get it ready for them. In fact, this stream has been so brutal that I wouldn't be surprised if Ian Carroll backs out. I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's probably like a 50-50 chance. Oh, we're still going. You're an idiot if you think the government is Dems and Republicans. Yeah, I don't think that. Here's the other thing. The straw manning. Why don't you just listen to the things that I say instead of trying to straw man my arguments? People say, you believe the government. No, I don't. I don't always believe the government. Again, I believe in facts and evidence. I don't work in a black and white world where everything's either this or that. I live in a world where show me what the evidence is, and I'll make my own decision on what the story is that makes sense. Sometimes the government might be right. Sometimes the government might tell the truth. Sometimes they might lie. But people make all these things, these straw man arguments up, pretending my claims, or they just don't watch my content at all to see what I'm actually saying. And the best one is you think aliens zapped the plane to, Zeta Reticuli. I'm like, what the? You obviously have never watched anything I've said. If you think I think aliens zapped the plane, or if you think I think the plane went to another dimension. I mean, technically, it did kind of go to another dimension, but not that way. It's a point-to-point teleportation system. Hey, Ocean. Oh, hey, Ocean. People paying to argue is hilarious. Stay wild. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Scott Terry. Kirk was a grifter. His shooter, desperate for attention. In this modern world of myopic self-obsession, would disclosure of free energy heal society or amplify nihilistic apathy? Look at this is pretty deep, bro. This is pretty deep, and you didn't really take any sides. You kind of attacked all sides. So, truth is, I think we're going to annihilate ourselves. I've said this again. I'm on the record saying all this. People have been trying to prove me to be a liar for like 2 years straight. 2 years straight. So let me just go ahead and say to all the haters out there, it ain't going to be you. You're not that guy. Ian Carroll is not that guy. Candace Owens is not that girl. You're not going to be the one to take me down. You're not going to be the one to prove me to be some liar or fraud. You ain't that guy. My favorite thing to say. But to answer this, yeah, I think we're going to wipe ourselves out. I mean, listen to what I said earlier about the Middle East. Does that sound like there's going to be a happy ending? Does it sound like there's going to be a happy ending? Iran and North Korea, these other countries, they're going to eventually figure this technology out. So what are our options? Either we wait for them to figure it out and Israel turns into a crater, best case scenario, or we wipe them out first. Or we create a one world government and anybody who's not in with the one world government gets wiped out. Do any of those sound like good options to you guys? They don't sound like good options to me. They sound pretty sick, pretty disturbing. All those options do. And if they sound like disturbing options, realize that's why they're hiding it. I mean, there's more than one reason. There's multiple reasons why they're not giving us this technology, why they're slow dripping fusion technology for like 60 years. But the main reason is the planet's going to get destroyed. I'm not talking like a city or two. I'm talking the whole planet is going to get destroyed. It's going to be GG's, no re, as they say. Oh, are you still raging out, bro? You're still raging out? Man, I appreciate all the super chats. I'm going to go get a steak dinner. I'm literally going to go get a steak dinner. Hopefully, it'll still be open. I'm going to go get a steak dinner with all your super chats. So thank you for that. No one was gaslighting you. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Facts point to what facts? Facts point to this is like actually, this is full on Redditor brain right here, chat. This is full on Redditor brain right here. Facts point to you having an emotional reaction based on your words and tone. Do you know what a fact is? No, you're having a nut job meltdown. That's what's happening. You're having a nut job meltdown. Calm down, little bro. Calm down, little bro. Zapparoo and the idiots are still trying. They are still trying. Remember when the debunkers used to be in the chat trying to do the same thing? The woke right should have took notes from the woke left, debunker, Redditor, debunker nut jobs. They used to be in the chat constantly raging and you know, trying to push like videos are fake, CGI. They used to do it all the time. You know why they gave up? By the way, they're not banned right now. They could be in the chat right now if they wanted to be. They're not blocked. Baker's Tut, I saw him in there as well. You know why they're not there? You know why they're not doing what you guys are doing, what you woke righties are doing? Because they already realized it's a failed attempt. There's no chance it would ever work. It's dead from the start. I humiliated them over and over and over and over again. Go watch the early live streams. I used to humiliate them on the daily. And eventually they just gave up. They just gave up. And that's what's going to happen with you guys too. That's what's going to happen. That's your future. And then one more, man, there's 21 super chats. And this is crazy. There are only two nations I care about, the United States and donations. My girl calls me James because I stay with the giant peach. Look at that. We got a little poetry in here. Well, James Pelvis Wesley, I appreciate you and your donation. Thank you very much. Okay, now, if you have a normal question that you want to ask, I'll do a non-super chat question. And thank you for that cookie, Awake Not Woke. I saw you as well. Awake Not Woke, the cookie in the pill chat. Rumble. I see you guys in the Rumble too. Appreciate it. Let me see if there's any questions in here. I'm new here. Does he rewatch these? I used to feel embarrassed when I got drunk and forgot what I did from the night before. You guys think the other thing is like, oh, Ashton's drunk or on drugs. No, I'm on no drugs. No alcohol's involved here. That gaslighting doesn't work, guys. I'm sorry that I embarrassed you. I'm sorry I made you feel bad, but there's nothing you can possibly say. So give it your best. Try your best. You guys are just repeating the same broken record that the woke right Redditors did. So it's no good. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Why not go around to college campuses and preach the gospel of MH370? Why don't I go do a Destiny? You guys see Destiny getting absolutely annihilated? Destiny has been going around trying to pretend like he's Charlie Kirk on these college campuses. Destiny is the woke left cuck, literally cuck. I don't say that to put him down. He's literally filmed on camera sucking a man's dick. Literal cuck whose wife would sleep with other men with his permission, who she divorced him, of course, because he's terrible. And he's trying to pretend to be Charlie Kirk. And he's literally getting absolutely annihilated in these open debates. And it goes to show that what Charlie Kirk was doing was hard. It's very hard to go to these campuses and be able to talk off the cuff and not have everything break down and people start yelling and screaming and what have you. It's very hard to pull that off. It requires a very specific personality. And Destiny does not have that. Charlie Kirk had that. For me, why do I not do that? Why don't I try harder to go on podcast? You know, do you guys know I don't ever basically hit up anybody to go on their show? Like 100% of the time, maybe like 95 to 99% of the time, they reach out to me. The only reason why I say 95 to 99 is occasionally I text with Clayton Morris, and then he'll be like, "Hey, do you want to go out there or whatever? Or you want to come on the show?" So I don't even reach out. I don't care about convincing people. I don't care about growing my platform, honestly. Once upon a time, I kind of thought that would be the way this would get out. Now I'm just more like, you know what? People are stupid. People don't know shit. I just want to cater to a small audience of intellectuals, smart, free thinkers. Shout out to William Schwant. Free thinkers that they want to learn. They want to become smarter. They want to become better. They want to learn knowledge that will help them change the world, change their circumstances. That's what I want to do. Those are the people that I support. And a lot of them are in the chat. right here. I recognize them. That's the reason why I do this. I don't do it for any other reason. So no. And also one more thing I guess I have to say. This isn't my job. Do you guys know that? This is not my job. Is everybody clear on that? I think people are kind of confused. They think that this is my job. I worked till past like 5:30 today. I worked till like 5:30 today and started the live stream at 7. I have a normal job that pays me well over 6 figures, by the way, that I would prefer not to lose. That's my real job. I'm a healthcare IT consultant. This is a hobby for me. This is my side gig that I'm doing. So that's the reason. That's the reason why I don't care. That's the reason why I don't go round and around on campuses. That's the reason why you don't see me doing any live streams or podcasts in the middle of the day, except for on extremely rare circumstances. I almost did an OnlyFans, though. Yeah, I will get, Sunday we'll see in terms of, asking Ian. I think we're going to have a cordial conversation, but we're going to be asking some tough questions on Sunday. Okay, the last thing, I think that's enough questions from the normal chats there. The last thing is Eric W. Davis. I'm going to put links to the Discord if you want to join. Don't go schizo in my Discord, please. You will get banned. I don't want to ban people. I generally don't have to ban anybody. In fact, we had some arguments in the Discord, and I still haven't had to ban anybody over any of this. You're free to hate Israel. Just don't spam schizo shit in my Discord. Just, be cordial in the Discord. If you have a question for Eric W. Davis, I am going to post something. I'll pin something. Well, that's what I'll do. I'll pin a message in the general chat, and you guys can reply on that message and with your questions, and I'll review the questions, and I'll pass them to Dave Rossi for Sunday. Okay? No guarantees. No guarantees. I want questions that are smart. Questions that are going to reveal something. Right? Like my questions. Is teleportation being worked on by the government, by the military? Which fusion company is going to work out? Things like that. Things that are kind of going to put, be a little bit controversial questions for Eric W. Davis. And here's the thing. You banned my husband, a huge fan for months. No reason? Are you sure it was for no reason? Look, I tell you what, we're not going to do this tonight. But what we'll do, if anybody out there thinks they were banned without a reason, next time I will solicit your usernames of the people that you claim that I banned without a reason. And we will pull them up and look at them live on stream to see what they said. If you think that I'm banning people for no reason. Now, if you are somebody that told me to focus on XYZ content, Ashton, only talk about physics. Ashton, you shouldn't be doing this. That's not no reason. You don't tell me what I do. I do whatever I want to do. Okay? And I've warned people now. I put an official warning out there. If you're in my replies, tell me what to do. Tell me how disappointed you are. Trying to gaslight me, trying to emotionally manipulate me, whatever. You're going to get blocked. So be careful what you say. Because I don't unblock people. Now, if I turn out to be wrong and we pull it up and it's either really tame or what have you, I'll admit I'm sorry and unblock you. So be careful. That's what we'll do next time. Okay, guys. Thank you, MH370X. I hope you guys have a great night. Love you all. Peace out. Check out, actually, both interviews I think are dropping on Sunday. Sunday, maybe live, Ian Carroll, Ashton Forbes debate over the Charlie Kirk assassination. And then we'll also have, I think it's going to be pre-recorded, but with the questions, Eric W. Davis being interviewed by Dave Rossi. 2 contract engineers, defense contractor engineers. Should be great. The time, I believe, for the Ian Carroll thing is 6 o'clock Eastern, I think, so 5 o'clock Central. And I don't think there's a time yet for when the video for Eric W. Davis is going to be. Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Love y'all. Peace out, everybody. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go with. I think we're gonna do the other one tonight. Where is it? Actually, I'm gonna play this out. This is a fun one, guys. Real quick, there was a controversy way back where Kim.com reached out to me. Kim.com reached out to me and then backstabbed me, and claimed that the videos were fake, even though there was no evidence that supported it. It was super weird, and everybody pointed it out. And so I broke ties with Kim.com, and then he started showing up in my chat. I started getting more attention, which was really suspicious, because after his attempt to take me down failed, I got bigger than I had ever been. This was well before Candace Owens, by the way. And then he got super incensed by the fact that I had hundreds of people watching in the live streams. And so I think it was Pepe that made this video. So this right here is dedicated to Kim.com. I hope he recovers from his stroke. And I have to say, karma is a bitch, chat. Have a good night.
He got empty pockets and Holly from the USA. The government came and took it all away. If he's a good boy, he gets his allowance. Kim.com has that glowy clairvoyance. Why do you blow so hard? Kim.com, what is hiding in your past? Kim.com stole from Hollywood, insider trading and embezzlement sting. Now he's on Twitter calling scammers with the only thing. The FBI left him a G-string. But when the clothes called him, he shed a tear. Now he's calling other people scammers out of fear. He got empty pockets and heartache from the USA. The government came and took it all away. Why do you blow so hard? Kim.com, what is hiding in your past? Kim.com stole from Hollywood, insider trading and embezzlement sting. Now he's on Twitter calling scammers with the only thing. The FBI left him a G-string. Why you blow so hard? Why you blow so hard? Why you blow so hard? Why you blow so hard?